Hello, door number 18 here, really scraping the barrel for Christmas jokes now, and we've got a week left of this. So, here we go. What did the stamp say to the Christmas card? Stick with me and we'll go places. I don't know, I don't think it's too bad. Okay, 10-mark question here today. We've got Patrick. He's worked for 28 years as a police officer. He's just decided that due to the stress of the job, he will take early retirement. Fortunately, his pension is excellent and he will not encounter financial difficulties. Okay, so let's set the scene. This question is about Patrick. Evaluate the impact of retirement and increased leisure time on Patrick's health and well-being. So you know the drill now of evaluates. It's like an argument, isn't it? It's for and against, positives and negatives, and you must do a conclusion. Alright? Health and well-being, whenever you see this word here, I want you to write pies on the exam, just so you're considering them all the time. You don't have to do them all. You might not do physical, you might not do social on some of these questions, but there's lots of things that you should be linking back these impacts of this, the impact of retirement and increased leisure, to pies development. Okay? Have a look, have a think, okay? Make a mind map, write it out, or just have a listen. I'll give you a little pause now and we'll go through the answers. Okay, answers. So, retirement. Big thing about retirement, we talked about this many times in lesson, is that you've got lots of time to take up new hobbies, learn new skills. Again, this will link to social, taking up hobbies, learning new skills, intellectual. They give you some examples there, like golf and going back to that university where you can learn new skills. There is leading to improved physical and intellectual capacity, more time to take holidays and travel. Again, you can link that to social and emotional and how he's going to make him happy, and he could go away with his partner and his family. More time to visit family and friends and look after the grandchildren. Again, emotional and social, and also intellectual, okay, because he'll be obviously doing activities with his grandchildren, and that could be a bonus to his, it could develop his intellectual abilities. Spending time volunteering in the local community. There's so many different things there that you could talk about. But it all centres around having that time to spend more time with families, hobbies, learn new skills, go on holidays, take up hobbies that you hadn't previously got time for. Lots of different things. Negatives. Okay. That job, he had an important job as a police officer, so he could lose a sense of identity. What if he doesn't think of those theories that we talked about? You could mention those theories in this, the activity theory and social disengagement. He might be of the way where he doesn't take up new hobbies. He doesn't like golf. Maybe he doesn't have friends that have retired yet, because he said he was doing early retirement, so he might feel isolated and lose a sense of identity because that important role that he had has now gone. He might drink more alcohol, or I think people of an older age are going to it's more likely to be alcohol and cigarettes. Substance abuse, it could be recreational drugs, you could put that, I suppose, but drinking alcohol to pass the time in the day because he's bored and he hasn't got things to stimulate him. Lack of intellectual stimulation, going to lose work friends. We've talked about this as well. A lot of people might not like going to work, but you socialise with a lot of people at work, and them people then you meet up outside of work. So those relationships could be lost. And finally, relationship problems due to spending too much time together. So all of a sudden he's going to be at home. He might not get on with his partner, whoever that is, and that would be a big change that they're going to have to adapt to because he isn't busy anymore. So lots of positives and negatives. There are loads more that you can talk about. You're probably thinking about some right now, but it does centre around those sort of style. I think overall, give a conclusion, talk about the positives, but ultimately there can be some downsides as well if people don't adapt to it. I think to get the higher marks, you would definitely have to talk about the activity theory and social disengagement. Okay, thanks.